When we think about car safety, we usually picture things that are built in at the factory: airbags, crumple zones, stuff like that. But that's all changing. Today, we're going to talk about how safety isn't a static feature anymore. It's a living, breathing process that makes your car smarter and safer every single day it's on the road. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Imagine you just bought a brand new car loaded with the most advanced self-driving tech. Is that car at its absolute safest the moment you drive it off the lot? I mean, it's fresh from the factory, right? It seems like the answer should be yes. Well, believe it or not, the answer is a hard no. Not even close. In fact, that car's real safety education is just getting started. The moment its tires hit the pavement, it begins to learn, not just from its own experiences, but from the collective experience of the entire fleet. And that's the massive shift we're going to unpack. To really get why that is, we first have to talk about a fundamental problem: the flaw in trying to build a perfectly safe car before it ever sees a real-world traffic jam. It all comes down to something called the open-world problem, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Engineers can run millions, even billions of miles in simulations, but they can never, ever account for every bizarre thing the real world can throw at a car. A weird shadow, a new kind of electric scooter, a pedestrian in a wacky costume. You just can't predict it all. The world is too messy, too random. So, because of this crazy, unpredictable world, we have to start thinking about two totally different kinds of failure. It's not just about parts breaking anymore. Now, it's about perfectly good systems getting confused. And this is a really critical distinction. On one side, you have traditional safety, which is all about preventing malfunctions. A sensor just flat out breaks. But the new challenge is something called SOTIF. That stands for Safety of the Intended Functionality. And this deals with a much weirder problem. The system is working perfectly, just like it was designed to. But it has limits. For example, a camera isn't broken, but it can be totally blinded by intense sun glare. It's not malfunctioning, it's just confused. And that's the whole new ballgame. This quote really just hits the nail on the head. We are now managing risks that pop up even when every single component is working flawlessly. It's a huge pivot from just fixing broken stuff to understanding and managing the boundaries of the system. So, if you can't predict every weird scenario in a lab, how in the world do you deal with these limitations out on the road? Well, the answer is you stop trying to build a perfect system and start building a system that's designed to learn from its experiences. And this isn't just some clever idea that automakers came up with. It's actually a formal process written right into the international safety standards. These rules basically say that the job of ensuring safety doesn't end when the car rolls off the assembly line. It has to be a lifelong process. The way it works is through this constant feedback loop. Step 1, an event gets detected. And we're not just talking about crashes. It could be a near miss or a moment where the driver suddenly had to grab the wheel. Step 2, that data gets sent back to headquarters, where engineers analyze it along with thousands of other similar events from the entire fleet to find a pattern. And finally, step 3, they develop a software patch to fix it, essentially teaching the entire fleet how to handle that new situation from now on. A huge reason this learning loop is so essential is this idea called context evolution. Simply put, the world doesn't stand still. The driving environment your car operates in today will be different from the one it sees in 5 years. Let's make this real. Think about e-scooters. A few years ago, they were barely a thing. Now they're everywhere, zipping through traffic in ways no one anticipated. Or what about new road designs? Or even us, the drivers? As we get more comfortable with these systems, maybe we start to get a little too reliant on them, changing the very context the car has to operate in. The car's programming has to evolve to keep up with all of it. Okay, so how are engineers actually doing this? How do they get the data they need to power this whole learning process? Well, they have a pretty specialized toolkit for keeping an eye on the entire fleet. There are two main tools that make it all happen. You've got the EDR, which is basically the black box we've heard about for years. It records physical data, like speed and braking, but only for a few seconds right around a crash. But for this new kind of safety, the DSAD is the real powerhouse. It's constantly recording what the autonomous system is doing, what its sensors are seeing, the decisions it's making over months. And this lets engineers analyze all those much more common near misses, so they can find problems before they ever turn into a crash. And really, at the end of the day, all of this data collection serves one critical purpose: to take those scary, unpredictable dangers of the open world and turn them into known, defined engineering problems that you can actually sit down and solve. And once they do find a solution, this is the magic that makes it all work. Over-the-air software updates. Instead of a massive, expensive physical recall, a safety fix can be coded and beamed out to every single car in the fleet, sometimes overnight. It's an absolute game changer. So what this all adds up to is a complete philosophical shift. We're moving away from a safety model that just reacts to problems and toward one that is truly evolutionary. We have to completely redefine what we mean by a safe car. It's not about being perfect on day one, because that's literally impossible. Real, true safety in this new era is a system that has the built-in ability to learn, to adapt, and to get better over its entire life on the road. And this is what turns all that theory into solid confidence. See, when a car first launches, its safety is based on predictions from testing. But as the fleet drives millions and millions of real-world miles, all that data starts replacing the predictions with cold, hard facts. The fuzzy idea of risk becomes a sharp, accurate picture, giving us actual statistical proof of how safe the system is. And this, really, is what it's all about. Building our trust. Trust doesn't come from a fantasy promise of zero risk, because that just doesn't exist in the real world. Real trust comes from knowing that there's a powerful, transparent, and continuous system in place to find, understand, and fix the problems that will inevitably pop up. Which leaves us with one last really big thought to chew on. Think about it. As a human driver, you only learn from your own mistakes over your own lifetime. But a fleet of connected cars, it can learn from the collective mistakes of millions of vehicles all at once. So the big question is, with a system like that, isn't it just a matter of time before these cars become safer than any single one of us could ever hope to be?